Hello guys, we are here with you with the 5th episode of Lumion 10 tutorial. In this episode we have already seen which we imported from AutoCAD. We want to change the material and create some environment around the house with the stuff that we've learned. So we click on the ground. One technique that I usually use for the ground, you can use grass and have a really good grass inside your project. But if you want to do a mixture of them, we usually use 2 layers, one above the other, with a very low distance between them. We use soil for the upper layer, and for the lower layer we use grass. And as you can see here, grass is being mixed with soil, which can give us a better look and more realistic look. You can edit details here, your grass size, the length of your grass, and so on. The rotation of map, and as you can see, you can edit the light or not. Try to work with these settings to know them better. So we accept it as it is for now. Let's move to our building. We select our building and we choose glass. We could make the glass a little darker. Let's choose the building and we use a simple material for it, the concrete. Pay attention, we want to do something interesting. And inside materials we have an option that is called foliage, which can give your building a layer of greenery. To this area we selected the material all together and we chose concrete for everything. But for one of the concretes we will use foliage. And in material episode I will explain them all in more detail. And as you can see here, we're adding a little greenery on our building. We can choose the pattern and the color of the leaves. And as you can see, you can create an area like that. For our floor, we can use wooden panels like that. I can choose water from various here. And as you can see, this grass is being mixed with some parts of our building. And you need to cut these areas inside the program that you worked on. And in the area that the ground is being mixed with the building, we can remove them. Let's bring down the ground a little bit. And in the area that we need, we can give it some height. I think this is good as it is. Let's re-import inside Lumion. If you didn't save the materials, it will go back to the previous. So we repeat the same process for everything. And in various, we can have the same leaves on the ground as well. Or we can use 3D grass and plant a tree here later on. We select these Windows profiles and we choose the black metal for it. Let's fix the pool again. Here, add some wooden panels again. Select this material and use wooden panels for it as well. This could be a stone seed. Like that, or we can make it even more natural. We can increase the map for it, and in weathering we can add some dirt on it and give it some displacement so the depth of this material will be more. And as I said in material episode, I will explain all of them in more detail. Let's give this area glass as well in our interior. Our stair floor, we can use wood for it as well. Our Windows profile, we choose metal for it again. And we have two lamps here. We can go to standard, choose the color of the light, and in setting we can activate this and it will add some light to the lamp. And the main thing is to make our building to look good. Before that, we need to give a good volume to our building. We need to create a good environment around our building. But as you can see, the material here, we need to change it. We open AutoCAD, isolate this part, we change the type of this material, and we load it inside Lumion again. For example, when you want to render the exterior of your building, you need to work on the environment around the building. And you need to add some details behind your windows. And what I mean by details, I mean some furniture and stuff like that. So with more detail, it will look more realistic. But here we don't want to render interior, so it's enough to just give it a floor. We save it and we can place some objects in interior. We can import from other programs or the objects from Lumion itself. So preferably we use the object inside Lumion that the design will not be too heavy on the computer. We add some lamp here. We don't want to make it too crowded, but in general it needs to be a little realistic when we are looking from outside. And we select light, and you can just place light here like that. Well, I'd like to add another furniture here as well. And it's the same story for the upper floor as well. Let's add some curtain alongside the window. I just need to inside my model inside this program. You can import a ready model. We select the roof here, we isolate it. We create a new layer. Because I don't want to spend too much time on this, we do a line here. And here we check the length of it so it don't go too far and it's not too long. And later on we can use loft setting in order to make it more realistic. We go inside Lumion, we check material and we update it again. And as you can see, behind our window we have this curtain. We just need to add some material and choose one of the curtains that we want. It's better for the most of the areas to have that, but it's enough for us for now. Let's place 2 chairs next to the swimming pool. And next to it we can even add a little table. Let's increase the distance between them. We can use a small table for outdoors. And in this part we need a plan that is going up. Let's use this trees here, fine detailed trees, to place them here. Well, I think we can place it here if we make it a little smaller. If you add some small plants, it would be much better. So here we can choose that, for example, the stuff that is happening next to this grass not to be green. And we can add some leafless trees. Well, I like to do that, but in material design, the part that we used grass, I think it's good to choose the color of the grass. Make them a little shorter. Decrease density of them. And in color, we can get to the dry grass. It would be fine if we increase the height a little bit back as well. And we can use trees like that. There's like a winter-like trees to create a wintry atmosphere here. We can add some plants close to the edges as well. These will help your renders a lot. So before you pay attention to the quality of your render, the environment around your building is very, very important. And in forest wood, we can choose some parts of the tree that is lying down on the ground. And at the same time, we can place these. And as you can see, I'm doing them very randomly. And you can just hold Control to spread the small details inside your environment. And as you can see, it's starting to look good. But because we want to do a close-up and we don't want to do a wide shot, they might not even be visible. But I will place them to create a good view. And as we place them, we can use some leaves below trees as well. But be careful with the leaves that you want to place on the surfaces there is a slope and with angle, because they will be hanging on the air and it will not look good. Let's add some more trees inside our environment. Same story behind the building. We increase the size a little bit. So later on that we want to get a render from it, it will be visible behind the building. I will place some trees on the places that I don't even see. Well, because this will have a meaning when I can see the reflection on the glasses from the frontal area. And as you can see, let's fix the angle of the sun so we enhance the outcome. I have this angle from this part, which is a good angle. Let's add some more details to the grass. Let's find something so the theme of color will match to the season. And as you can see, as we add these details, the end result is looking much better. If you hold Control, it will place them in a group of 10. And next to these, we can use some rocks as well and create some areas with the stone. We can do them one by one and correct the height of it. And as you can see, as we add more details, it will help the environment to look more natural. We add them in these parts as well. Like that. Let's move to the next part to see what we have in plants that matches this season. I think this could be nice. We're not gonna overdo it, but like this, we add some bushes. We also check the flower to see if we can find something that matches our landscape. I think this is good enough, and it gives us a good atmosphere. Press the photo mode in the area that you want to have your camera shot. And we can zoom in with focal length and choose a good angle or do it very wide. So we choose that with what angle we want to have our image. We can press Ctrl and 1 and we can have this like that. And as you can see, this atmosphere is a good one to have a render. We choose the realistic for this one, and we can change the angle of the sun so it matches what I want. Let's change the camera angle so we have somewhat 3-point perspective. So we keep the shot as it is, and we go to weather and we choose a snow and we add some snow. And we choose the area that we want to have some snow on it and the amount of the snow that is falling. Well, if it's snowy, we need to go to overcast. But later on, I will explain these camera effects completely for you guys. For now, we use morning. With good lighting. Let's remove the snow. And as you can see, it's a good render. Only because you create a very good environment for this. Let's change the angle to see what we can do with it. I recommend you guys to do the same thing in your environment to have a good outcome. In any place that you want to move around your trees to have the result that you want, just do it, don't be afraid. In any place that you have some trees that blocks your view, you can just move it around. We hold Alt, so we make the copy from it. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's make it a little wider. Let's move some of these trees, or even remove them from our environment. From this part, we'll choose realistic, and as you can see, it gives us a very good environment. We change the angle of the sun. So it will give us a good shadow. We click on the window and we check all the renders. And in render that you choose, you can choose between these 4 sizes. With desktop is kinda at the size of A3 paper, which is enough for us. And for sure shadows and reflections need some work. But when we go to rendering, I will explain them in detail to you guys. But before that we go inside those details, let's just add some reflections for now to enhance the end result, to see what will it look like later on if you learn them. And in advance, let's increase the density of the shadow, so lower surfaces will look better. And as you can see, the rendering time is very short and very easy. You can change the detail and create something good. In the future episodes, when we are learning about post-production, that how we should react to Lumion renders, we'll get to better shots. And I want you guys to create 2 different seasons for me and send them online on social media for me, so we can work on them together. Be well.